Oh my god, the memes! Like, Bran the wheelie wheelie legs no feely? Hello, my name is Gabriella, welcome to my channel. Now that Game of Thrones has been over for like a week and we've had the documentary to complement it, which, well, now that we've had time to like let it all sink in a bit, I thought I'd talk about it. Do a bit of a review. If you hadn't seen, I did a bit of a skit going into season 8 because I thought it'd be absolutely hilarious if they did job interviews for the Iron Throne. So I made a skit where they did exactly that. And now having watched it, well, there was quite a lot of negativity afterwards. So I thought I'd do a video shining light on the positives. Because, you know, there were some good things that, you know, happened in the show and came because of the show. There were some. This is like spoilers, by the way, if you don't want to be spoiled, like, stop watching. So first up, the cinematography was absolutely beautiful. Like, when you could see it, it was beautiful. My absolute favourite was the scene where Dany in episode 6 was addressing all her armies in the like ruins of King's Landing. I could not figure out where that point of King's Landing was meant to be, like what part of the Red Keep they were meant to be in. None of it seemed to like actually match up, but I'm sure it did in their plans. Who knows? Maybe it was the ruins of the Great Sept of Baelor, but I don't know. Anyway, my favourite bit was the scene where she's there addressing them all, and not the bit that everyone seems to love of like Drogon flying up and it looks like she's got wings for a minute, which was great, was very cool. However, the most breathtaking image I thought they had was from the other way around, well no, still from the same angle, but like further back when you see all of the armies, you see her standing there and there's that massive Targaryen flag and Drogon on the other sort of like pillar, and it just looks incredible. I mean, I know she's having like her little dictator moment and it's like very reminiscent of like lots of other images that we've seen of like real life dictators standing and addressing their armies, but it was just an absolutely stunning visual. Secondly, say what you want about it being rushed and everything and having like completely jam-packed episodes, but it meant that they were very gripping episodes. Like, I am notoriously bad at like when I'm watching TV, I get distracted so easily. Like, I end up on my phone so often and like I'm still paying attention, I'm still watching, but like unless I'm in a cinema, I find it really difficult to actually like fully concentrate the whole time. And every single episode, even like the slow ones where things weren't really happening, like especially like episode 2 where there's no plot really, they're just all chilling, saying like their last goodbyes or whatever, like last night in the world type thing. I was completely hooked. I could not look away the entire time. So yes, I guess if the tactic was, you know, shove several potential seasons worth of material into 6 episodes to hide the fact that we don't know what to do when we don't have any novels to like, you know, base our show off anymore. If that was what they were going for, it worked very well. People were like, it was so rushed, like so much was happening all the time. And yes, I know we are used to having like a battle a season as opposed to a battle every other episode, and like major character deaths 1 or 2 a season as opposed to like several an episode. I know it felt very rushed, but hey, at least the episodes like what you could not look away. Like, I could not look away. They were absolutely gripping. And moving on to like specific events, I felt like we got some very good impressive moments. Like, Arya killed the Night King. And yes, it was over like really quickly, but it was also like completely unexpected, like before the episode. Like as soon as Melisandre like said during the episode that Arya like, you know, what do we say to death or whatever, I knew she was gonna kill him. And I think the producers, like David and Dan, said in like one of those YouTube like extra things afterwards that they were like, oh yeah, we hoped that everyone would kind of forget about Arya and then she'd just like appear at the end and it would be even more surprising. I was like, no, as soon as she said that I knew it was happening. I did not forget about that at all. I thought it was a very good choice and also not expected at all, and it was still very epic. And I still want to know why and how Arya was like flying through the air. Someone said they told us in the documentary. I might have gotten distracted and not heard it, but I didn't hear why that happened, and so I'm still very confused. If anyone knows why and wants to enlighten me, please let me know. And then Sansa became Queen in the North. Like, yes girl. That was incredibly epic. Like, I mean, Queen of the Seven Kingdoms would have been cooler, But like, I pretty much guessed this sort of in my video that I made before. I was like, she's not going to want to move away from the north now that her like journey's taken her home. She's not going to want to leave that. So like, it fits. Also, she had the most beautiful coronation dress ever. It was a completely epic scene and gave me complete tingles. So although a lot of things happened that weren't expected, and like, yeah, a lot of it was unexpected because I kind of thought the writers would come up with better ideas, and therefore my thoughts had been going for like higher and more, I don't know. But regardless, we got some pretty epic things happening. We got some pretty epic results. But finally, the memes. Oh my god, it was like having a second episode after the one we had just watched. You'd watch one episode and then you'd log onto Twitter and there's like a whole other episode of just memes, and it was beautiful. Everyone did so well. I'm so proud. I cannot possibly go through all of my favourites, there were too many, but my absolute favourite one that just like can't get over it is the text post where Tyrion is sort of like naming like Bran's sort of like king names. So he's like, the king shall, I'll like put this in, but it's like, the king shall be Bran the Broken, and Bran's like, yeah, actually Bran's just cool. And Tyrion's like, Bran the Busted Up. Bran's like, okay, or, and Tyrion's like, Bran the wheelie legs no feely. And I literally can't so much, like, oh. So yeah, the memes were pretty great. But there you go. Those were the only good things about Game of Thrones Season 8. I'm joking. Like, on a serious note, everyone did so incredibly. Like, you can tell from looking at each episode and all of the behind the scenes content that they've already put on YouTube. Like, I don't know what these like DVDs are going to be like with all the behind the scenes content because of how much is already on YouTube, and they always do extra for the DVDs. Like, can't imagine what they're going to put on there. But like, and from the documentary as well, you can just see that every single person involved with the production, all the way from like the producers to like the main cast, or like the main people like involved in every aspect, all the way down to like, you know, the caterers, the extras, the security, like every single person put so much into that, and it just shows so much. They've really made something extraordinary, and it's just a shame that the novels weren't finished sooner. So those were some of my favourite things about the show. Let me know in the comments what you thought were some of the best parts about it. Do you agree with any of mine? Also, if you have any memes you'd like to share, I love me some memes. So let me know in the comments, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!